everybody, my name is Paula. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't yet, I would super appreciate a subscribe, a hitting of the bell, all of that stuff. I had a specific request from one of you viewers about a week ago to make a video more in depth about jealousy, which I'm happy to do, which is why I'm doing this. And jealousy, you know, this video will apply to more than just jealousy. It will apply to pretty much any rejected emotion or family of rejected emotions. There are always parts of ourselves that we secretly wish didn't exist, that we secretly shame in ourselves even if we don't fully understand how we're doing that yet. There's a lot of places where we're giving away our power because we're just reluctant to meet our whole selves. There's part of ourselves that just doesn't fit in with the image that we have that has worked really well for us in other ways. It got us relationships, it got us acceptance, it got us XYZ. So, meeting your jealousy is really your task. So the way that this question was posed was how do I deal with my jealousy? It's this big weight, this big burden, this big obligation. And that's not it's the first time I've heard the question posed that way. I've also asked the same thing, how do I deal with my anxiety? It's so freaking annoying, and won't it just go away already? I think of emotions, I'm a big fan of parts work therapy, internal family systems. I kind of blend the two together, which basically means we separate the parts of ourselves that kind of characterize different parts of ourselves. So, I've got 5 sub-personalities. I do this work with clients whenever they're ready for it, and some people will have a little more than 5, some people will have less than 5. The number doesn't matter. There will be certain people in there, and not everyone that you kind of create in your imagination when you start parts therapy is even going to be a person. I don't need these things, these elements of you to look any certain way. But I find it really helpful to just somehow get this part of you that you are either disgusted by, mad at, impatient with, get it outside of yourself. Literally use your imagination, give it a body. Give her a face, give her a gender or a lack thereof, give her a shape, give her a color, give her a texture, anything, so that you can actually host a conversation with it. Get to know it. See your jealousy or whatever emotion that is being rejected as something more complex, more multifaceted, more than just disgusting or difficult or hard to deal with. That's the point here. We're getting to a place where this might belong to a part of you who came from childhood. This might belong to a part of you that came alive after a certain relationship ended. There's room for nuance, and the point here is that as you get to know parts of yourselves, you get to see their wise side, the way that they are not only annoying to you, but also useful for you, comforting for you, the ways they can help keep you safe. But ultimately, when we're asking this question, we're asking how do I deal with the fullness that is me, with the complexity that is me? How do I accept that I'm more than just the nice, cute stuff, more than just the stuff that makes me feel powerful and successful? I'm also the stuff that holds me back. I'm also the stuff that is afraid of other humans, afraid of connection, afraid of vulnerability. All of it. I have all of it. So for me, and this question was posed on one of my videos that I did a couple of years back when I was polyamorous. I've made a video also about how I've currently ended my polyamory journey. So you can watch that if you would like to know a little bit more about why, but I still fully support folks who are in the lifestyle, and who knows, one day I might end up back in there too. But jealousy was a big thing for me back when I was polyamorous, and the more I got to know her, and just for the record, my jealousy belongs to, she's kind of shared between a couple of my sub-personalities, one of whom is named Britta and the other is named Adrian. So Britta's more my superficial, she wants control, she wants to look good, she wants to people please, to be accepted. Whereas Adrian's more like my heart. She keeps me safe, she keeps me in connection with other people. So my jealousy crops up in both of these parts of me, which is really interesting. And this stuff just kind of you just kind of naturally let it flow. You let it grow within you. There's nothing right or wrong about parts work therapy. And I've had these parts of me for about half a year now, and they change every day. It's totally fine. But what I've learned is my jealousy, I used to just compartmentalize it as a bad thing, as just like, oh, I'm disgusting, you know, my jealousy is just a place where I want control, I need to rein it in. It's the part of me that is afraid of other people, that is lesser than. And, you know, good people don't have jealousy, right? Like, they've worked past it, they've moved through it. I think my last video more so had like the message of jealousy won't kill you, which is super true. None of your emotions will. But also, sometimes it's really friggin' hard to believe that. So, how do you actually get in there with your jealousy, with the ugly stuff? Parts work will help you be able to at least put it outside of you. Get ready for the conversation. And then I would just love for you to ask more compassionate, objective questions. Like, hey, how do you help me? Why are you here? Do you have a message for me? And you don't have to get it all out in like one night. But notice all of the messages that come up. They might be word-y, they might be wordless. They might just be sensations. So if you have a really active third eye, if you have a really active imagination, if you have a hypersensitive body, you probably have a lot of sensation coursing through you all the time. And heck, even if your jealousy is so intense that it pulls up other psychological protective measures like dissociation, and you just kind of go into this cloud, you just freak out entirely. Or maybe you constantly are bringing out your jealous reactions in front of a partner. There are so many ways to regulate this, but the number one thing is please soften this kind of inherent aggression that exists when we're trying to approach our jealousy. Like, we approach it like it's this horrible monster. It's not. It's really just a part of you that wants safety. The other complex answers that I get when I sit down with my jealousy is not only that she's this controlling freak who's like sick in the head, she's also someone who really, really wants me to feel safe. And she's connected very closely with a specific story that I took deeply to heart when I was a little kid, where my mom was just trying to set me up to be able to go into a doctor's office by myself, because I was at that age, and she was telling me about, like, what's a safe way to be touched, what's a not safe way. And so my mechanisms for safety in relationship are, like, the alarms go off easier than with some other people. And that's okay. And I don't have to, like, fully soothe my jealousy immediately. What I do have to do is talk about it, because in realizing where it stems from, I know that it's not necessarily other people's problems to listen to the demands of my jealousy. Some of them are valid, some of them are not. My jealousy is a fantastic alarm system, though. She tells me when I don't trust somebody. She tells me when there's something off, and so that's an opportunity to invite a conversation. So if you're doing stuff like trying to impose yourself in your partner's lives, trying to impose yourself in how other people act, that's some indications that you're not feeling safe. We might have dog visitors soon. So it's more about safety, guys. All of my work comes back to safety. Every single time. So this part of you, this is an opportunity for shadow work. And shadow work asks that we integrate parts of ourselves that we don't necessarily like. So this is just an opportunity. Integration, by the way, is acceptance. It's finding out the thing that lives in you, the part of you you don't love yet, don't know how to love yet, that's more accurate. And we're just learning how to ask it more questions, how to get to know it, how to not necessarily scapegoat it or stereotype it as just like this big, disgusting, one-dimensional, gross creature. It's more likely a part of you that's very complex, that has ways that they serve you that are fantastic, that keep you really safe, that do things for you other than just be jealous. Like these two beings that I talked about that live in me, they do so much more than that. Like Adrian also is the part of me that loves good music, that created this business, this coaching business. And Britta is the part of me that she carried me through being someone who worked in tourism and customer service prior to this business. She has given me so many social opportunities. They're both so useful and fantastic, these like women who live in me. And so parts work is a fantastic way to start. Let me know if it helps you to think about or to start to get to know these parts of you. And getting in there is not rocket science. Literally, I can put some prompts down below, and beyond that, just start writing about these people. Or maybe just start visualizing them. Start drawing them. Stuff will come slowly over time. Main message here, stop being afraid. Notice the places where we're actually aggressing these rejected emotions. And we're putting labels on them that of course make them more vicious than ever, because they feel like they're being attacked. These are attacking questions when we say like, oh, what the fuck, jealousy? Why are you like this? Why are you here? I thought I already worked on you. This person is fine. There's clearly something else under there. Your body doesn't lie to you. If you are getting sensations, emotions, or messages that indicate you're not feeling safe, highly recommend listening to that, exploring it yourself first, especially if you're someone whose jealousy makes you very reactive or trying to get in there. Slow that response down. Slow that response down so that when you request a conversation with your partner, with your friend, with whoever this issue involves, you can actually do it slowly and from a more conscious place. It's also very, very helpful to write a letter from the jealous part of you, and you can read that out instead of having to kind of just raw dog it when everyone is sitting there. Let me know if this helps. Let me know if this gets you deeper towards your jealousy in an exploratory way, in a compassionate way, in a soft way where you don't have to figure out everything right now, but you're interested in knowing, like, what does this part of me really have to say? There's probably a lot there. It's probably very cool. So, if you have comments, if you have questions, please leave them down below, and I will see you guys with my next video.